Hello crafters, this is Sue Ann, and I'm here to show you a reindeer paper clip that I made last night, and I'm going to be making some more today. So I thought I would make this video to show you how it's done. I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do with these paper clips, but they're kind of big, as you can see here, and they can hold a lot of stuff. So let's get started. First thing is that the stamp set that this came from is this one here. It has all kinds of little gingerbread men and cookie cutter kinds of things. And it comes with a punch that matches the cookies. And in this case, we're going to turn this upside down, and this is going to be our reindeer. The stamps are photopolymer, so they don't have any padding to them. So when you stamp with a photopolymer, you should use some sort of pad. And it's this one I'm using here, you can see it's pretty stiff, and it's about the consistency of a mouse pad, a sturdy mouse pad. So I'm going to take a piece of, this is craft paper that is a little bit heavier than cardstock weight. I wanted to make this heavier because I didn't want my reindeer to have curly antlers. So what I'm going to do here, you can see I've stamped a few here on the back, so I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to make sure that when I stamp this one that I have his antlers down, because that's the when I do the punch, you'll see why I need to do it this way. So I'm going to ink this up, tap tap tap, making sure that I've got good ink on there, and then I'm going to press him down on my paper and give him a good press, and because this paper is pretty thick and porous, I'm going to let it soak in a little bit longer than I usually do with a stamp to make sure I get a good image. And there we go. And now to cut him out, I take the punch upside down so I can see where I'm going. And it's important here to make sure that when you're lining this up, now I have to lean over here to make sure I get it right, that we don't cut off any of his pieces of his antlers here. That looks good, and I'm squeezing it down a little bit to make sure that it's good, and then I'm going to take both hands and give it a squeeze, and that's my guy punched out. Now the next thing I need to do is give him some color, and you can see here I've colored this one. I did it while I was on there, and it's fine to do it that way. And I punched this out, and the way I got this piece here is I took a little tiny strip of paper from red glimmer paper, and I stuck that into the punch. What's my punch? Ah, here it is. And stick it in here, and what I'm just going to cut let's do it this way. So this will give me two noses. So that's going to be his nose. I'm going to trim this off a little bit before I glue it on. So this is going to get glued onto here, and then I'm going to color his antlers with Wink of Stella. This is the gold Wink of Stella, and you just kind of rub it on here. And since it's hard for me to do this leaning over my camera, I'm going to just leave that for a moment, and I'll finish that up later. This is flamingo pink. Do the insides of his ears, and then finally for his eyes, to make them a little bit more distinct, I'm going to use a small part of my marker. This is Early Espresso brown ink. And so when I'm done, he looks like this. And you need two of them. So I've got two here that I've already colored. Actually, we'll use this one. I'll finish coloring it up after he gets on here. And then what I need to do is put some more stamping dimensionals on here. And I put them, this is his top part of his antlers, and I put it so that these two stamping dimensionals were right between there. And then on this one, I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the antler portion. Get this out of the way before I stick my hand in the ink. And so I'm going to put a glue dot on this antler and a glue dot on, on his ear. Glue dot on each ear, and then I'm going to peel this off. And to get these stamping dimensionals off pretty easily, you can take your fingernail and pull these off here like this. So the very first thing is to make sure that I get this down straight on here, and then line this guy up here with the antlers of the other one. And then when I get it all lined up good, I'm going to press this down, and then also press down these antlers. So now I've got this, and it's really sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to flip around. And there's my paper clip all done. Enjoy!